Okay, so we are back with our 2 days of live coverage at the T3 conference here in the Big Easy, New Orleans. And my next guest is Kevin Hughes, who is the president of financial planning for Advyzon.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
Thanks for joining me. And we're doing a little role reversal here as far as sides anyhow. I'm almost always on that side, so we kind of mix it up here. We're going to see how that flies. So you guys are doing something I think which is really interesting over at Advyzon, where you are building from scratch, right? You're not buying another planning firm. You're actually building a planning software into Advyzon. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Well, you know, it's first off, it's super fun. We're blessed with this whole ecosystem that's completely unified. It's got all the core modules that a breakaway advisor would want, all working together seamlessly. They don't have to spend time, wiring the pieces together with out-of-the-box integrations, doing the best-of-breed approach. That's just our flavor.
Sure.
But being able to build financial planning on top of that right out of the gate versus trying to bolt something in has been super duper fun. Right. So many features.
There are a lot of technology geeks here, myself and Kevin included, for sure. Yes.
Yes, and just being able to rethink it, I've been in the financial planning space for almost 2 decades. So I got a fantastic team that I get to lead, and we're just having a lot of fun really tying financial planning into a totally unified CRM, billing, performance reporting, rebalancing ecosystem with client portal and document vaulting and layering a boatload of AI on top of it all too.
Sounds good. Where would we be without AI, especially at this conference? So needless to say. So you touched upon something there which I think is important. And for most of our audience, these are people looking to go RIA. They're considering it, pros, cons, what do I need to do? Yeah. And I would say one of the biggest decisions is technology. One of the biggest decisions within deciding on technology is all-in-one versus best-in-breed. You touched upon that. Go into a little bit more detail if you would, please.
Yeah, I think one of the things that personally, if I may, attracted me to Advyzon was the all-in-one ecosystem. I lived best of breed for a very long time, and the biggest challenge, now don't get me wrong, you absolutely get, like they say, the best of breed. I mean, if you buy a financial planning tool, it's got all the bells and whistles.
Right.
Truth is, I think advisors use about 50%, if I'm being generous, of the tech, the feature set in these tools.
Sure.
So we get to step back and say, let's focus on the greatest hits of all these different modules and make sure that everything isn't just talking to each other, but it is one way to enter data. It is one way to interact with data. It's one support line. It's not having to sit there and watch integration videos to figure out how to tie everything together and then call people when the data isn't working like it should be. So that's really your trade-off, is if you want the absolute Ferrari of every single piece, you still got to tie it together and manage all of that. Or if you want it all to work seamlessly right out of the box, that's what Advyzon is living and breathing.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to get at with this. So at our shop at Sovereign, we are actually a best in breed. So we have this planning, which is different from the account management, which is different from the CRM. Now, we're also a platform, so we need to accommodate many other different firms that plug into Sovereign, many different types of advisors that plug into Sovereign, so we need that flexibility. But to your point, to get all those systems talking well with each other is not easy to do. It really isn't. And so for that advisor that's looking to break away, I would say, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, what they want to think about is not where they are in the first year, but year 5, year 10. If they're not necessarily looking to build a platform for others to plug into or really scale into the billions, holy smoke, all-in-one makes a lot of sense, yeah?
One contract, one vendor review every year.
Yeah.
I mean, as you scale and become a bigger and bigger RIA, I mean, you have to get under the hood from a security perspective on all of these different vendors, and it's not just one time.
Yeah.
It's continuous. Another thing, I can't stress security enough. Like, if you have 6 or 7 different vendors as your tech stack, that's 6, 7 different databases, all your client information is in. It's just a bigger exposure. It's even more important as you get bigger and bigger, because the magnifying glass is bigger on you as you have more AUM.
Yeah, you get a lot more of the attention from the auditors, no doubt about that. So good, so I think what I'd like to leave us on, and we're coming up on time, if you would speak to that advisor that's listening, that's currently at one of the IBDs or a wirehouse, and they're looking to go RIA, and they want to give some thought between best in breed versus all in one. what advice would you leave us with?
Well, first I'd say congrats on breaking away and starting your own business.
Cheers to that. Yes, indeed.
That's the way to do it. Own yourself, own your business, and that is fantastic. I would just say if you want a one-stop shop for your tech platform and you don't want to spend the time managing continuously, linking everything together, you should give Advyzon a shot, and we'd love to talk to you. But first and foremost, congrats.
Yeah, and I'll speak as someone who is a best in breed. You should talk to Advyzon and the other ecosystems. The biggest mistake I think you'd possibly make is not do your due diligence. But without question, Advyzon's got to be on the short list.
Yep.
Okay, Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, that is it for this segment. We've got 4 more to go for today. This is the big day of coverage at T3. I will see you in an hour, and thanks for joining us.